Thanks, it's your boy G4G. Just wanted to talk to y'all real quick, man. I've been reading some blogs and looking on some Instagrams or whatever and on Facebook posts or whatever. And there's a topic that a lot of people have been talking about lately, and it's amongst Christians, and it's about smoking weed. Should Christians smoke weed? And I would think naturally it'd be a no-brainer, like, nah, you can't smoke weed or whatever. But I've been really reading people's comments and what they had to say. They got a lot of interesting points on both sides. And it's just interesting to me that, how many Christians are kind of on the fence about it, or how many Christians think that it's okay. So I'm like, okay, well, let me just post this video, put this question out there, and I want to get y'all opinions of what y'all think. Now, initially, I would just say no, just because I just feels like, we shouldn't, now as far as backing that up with scripture, the only thing we can really find in the Bible that I can find, if you guys know some more scriptures, let me know, regarding drugs or whatever, is just saying be of sober mind, be sober minded. So obviously, if we smoke weed, depending on how strong it is, or whatever, it alters our mind, So then maybe we shouldn't do that. So just logically, I mean, that would be my take on it. But we have to look at drinking as well, because we know that it's not a sin to drink. The Bible doesn't say don't drink; it just says don't get drunk, don't be a drunkard, don't get drunk. So then we can have drinks as long as we don't get drunk. Now, what does that mean to us? Now, if you've been drinking for a long time and you have a high tolerance of alcohol, you can consume a lot of alcohol and not get drunk. So is that okay because you're not getting drunk? Or does it mean that, oh, we have a glass of wine here, or we have a beer with the game, we watching? Now, that's okay. I don't know. What do you draw the line with that? But it clearly says that, no beer drunk. Now, we know we can drink. I mean, Jesus turned water into wine. People was out of wine, and they was like, man, Jesus, all we got is some water. And he was like, man, he blessed the water and turned to wine, like this. Keep the party going. You know what I'm saying? So we know that we can drink, but we just can't get drunk. So will the same apply with smoking weed? Can we smoke weed, but not get extremely high to the point where we, because there's different levels of it. You can smoke weed, and I'm just gonna be transparent with y'all. I used to smoke weed. I don't smoke weed anymore, but I smoked weed for like 20 years straight. And it was only two things in my life that I felt that I wasn't going to ever be able to stop. No way, no how. And one of them was smoking weed, but God delivered me, from smoking weed. And I haven't been smoking weed for maybe like 3 years now, which is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? And I feel better because of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I got asthma. God's healing me from my asthma actually right now, which is a beautiful thing. But I used to have it real bad, and I was smoking. How you gonna smoke? You got half a lung. I'm like, I'm still trying to get that in. Hold on, I'm straight, bro. I'm straight. Let me just take the inhaler, breathe in, breathe out with the inhaler, take the weed. It's ridiculousness. You know what I'm saying? Just ridiculousness. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I was doing. But God delivered me from that. Praise God. You know what I'm saying? Testimony. So I don't smoke no more. But just bringing that question up, like, is it a sin to smoke weed? Now I've read and I heard studying the occult. If any of y'all know about me, I found occult, whatever, all this stuff. When I talk to a lot of people who used to be in the occult or studying about the occult, like a lot of people participate in drugs during these different ceremonies and whatever rituals that they do. Drugs is a huge, heavy part of it, And I know that the teaching that I've learned is that demons piggyback on the backs of drugs. It's a way that they can enter into your body by doing drugs. And I believe that to be true. But it's like, is that true with marijuana? I mean, marijuana is technically a drug, right? What makes a drug and a drug not a drug? Like heroin, even cocaine, like we know it comes from the cocoa plant or whatever, but you got to take that plant and you got to do all these crazy kind of stuff to make cocaine. Same thing with heroin, whatever. You got man-made, you got to produce it. You might take some natural ingredients, but you got to do all this extra stuff to make the drug. Weed, as far as my knowledge, is the only thing that's like a plant that you could just pick a bud, flowering bud, from a plant that's growing from the ground, from the earth, pick, and just light a flame to it and then inhale the smoke. So does that put it in a different classification? I don't know. But at the same time, there's a story that I read actually. If y'all go to my other page, I got a page on Facebook called man, which page is that on? I don't even know which page. It's either Charlie because I do films too. I write and produce short films, Christian films. I got a film I'm working on called Resist. And I got a film I'm working on called Charlie, which is talking about that satanic pencil game that all these kids are playing. But I'll get into that later. But I think it's on my Charlie page. You go to Facebook, Charlie Charlie. I had to post a link on here. I don't remember it, but it's Charlie Charlie. But anyway, I posted a video on there where it was a video of this girl from another country who was actually possessed by a demon, and she was actually in a what do you call it, ambulance, and she was strapped down in the ambulance, and they was taking her to the hospital, and she was out of her mind, and she was looking back and forth and laughing, and hey, I mean, she just looked real spooky, you know. But the story behind that was um she was adopted, and she was in an orphanage or something like that. Her parents had died. She was trying to contact her dead parents. So I think it was in a third world country. So there was this plant or mushroom or whatever, this plant where you take the plant, and I don't know if you eat it or you do something, make tea with it or something like that, and it's kind of got hallucinogen effects or whatever, and then you're supposed to use that, and then that in combination with a Ouija board, she used a Ouija board to try to, contact her parents, and she ended up getting possessed. Now, using a Ouija board alone, that's opening up dimensions, allowing devil and demons to come into you. And I know some people personally who play with that and just open up some doors to some things that that you don't want to happen. But anyway, what I'm saying, my point is, it was a natural drug that she took, and she used it and she hallucinated, and she ended up getting possessed. But that might be a combination of that drug and a Ouija board. But the point I'm trying to make is, what makes a drug a drug? If it's natural, if it's grown from the earth, is it okay for you to take? If you take it, what I'm saying, is that all right? Or what classifies it as a drug? So that's just something that's interesting to me. So it's like, if you take it in moderation, if it's a flowering bud, that's going from God's green earth, saying, does that really classify as a drug? Just because it might be illegal in some states, in certain states is not illegal, so does that make it okay? What does it say about that? I mean, there's nothing in the Bible that really is a guideline that tell us what we can take, what we can't take, other than telling us to be of sober mind, but like I said, we know that we can drink. In drinking, depending on how much you drink, that kind of alters the mind. Matter of fact, I used to drink before too. I drink every blue moon. I have a drink on occasion, like really hardly at all. It's just not my thing. But I remember back in the day when I was playing the prodigal son, when I was smoking weed and I was drinking heavily or whatever. Like if I drank too much, like I felt horrible. It's like poison. It's really poisoning your system. Alcohol poisoning. Like you could actually die from drinking too much alcohol. But we're allowed to drink. But yet weed, I've got high. Like I've got high. You know what I'm saying? But I've never felt like I was gonna die. Got sick and had poisoning or whatever. I never seen somebody die for just being too high, unless you was just super high, and then you drove somewhere and you hit somebody or you walked in front of a car. But just on being high alone. So it's almost as if weed was safer than drinking. But so what category would that be in? And look, I'm not advocating smoking weed, okay? Like, so please don't hit me with the emails and all that stuff. I'm telling you, no. I'm personally convicted of it. God delivered me from that. I wouldn't do it anymore. I won't do it. I just personally, it's my personal conviction. You know what I'm saying? And it's just about personal convictions. If you're personally convicted of it, then don't do it. But if you're not, it's okay. I don't know. But I'm personally convicted, so I would never condone it. I'm not saying go ahead and do it. It's just something that I just thought the general thesis from Christians would be, no, don't do it. But as I'm reading all these posts and everything like that, it's just a lot more Christians that are saying, hey, I don't really see anything wrong with it. What if you do it in moderation? Now, obviously, too much of anything it becomes idolatry if you're putting it over God, and you just got to do it, and it's something that you're doing all day, every day. As soon as I wake up, I need to have a blunt, a joint, whatever you're smoking, a hitter or whatever, and this is consuming your whole life, and you can't function. I know there's some effects to it where you lose motivation. If you're sitting around and you're not getting things done or whatever, okay, that definitely could be a reason not to do it, and that can be detrimental to you and your livelihood and just functioning, normal functioning. But what if you're doing it just recreationally? You just, I just got a little hit, and just a little hit, and you just feel a little, but you're not crazy. Your mind is just not out of there. You're functioning and everything. And what about for municipal purposes? What about the people who smoke weed for medical reasons and truly have things that has healing effects on that? Are you gonna go to hell for that? it's just it's interesting. It's a really interesting topic, So I just wanted to put this video out there. I just want y'all opinions. I want y'all to interact with me. I want y'all to comment on this video, and I want y'all to tell me how y'all feel. If there's more scriptures that back up a reason that you feel that you should or you shouldn't smoke weed as Christians, please, include that, let us know. Let us know some scriptures, let me know what's going on. Because I just really want you guys' opinion. Like I said, I don't condone it. I would never condone it for anybody else to do, or my children, anything to do it. Like I said, I did it for like 20-something years. Like I said, I don't play with it, but like I said, I see some Christians' points of views where it's like, you got a substance like alcohol, which actually can poison the system and kill you, but we know we're allowed to do that. So is smoking something that's like weed, like something that's natural, is that a sin as well? If you're living the life of a Christian, you're going to church, you have a personal relationship with God, you're fellowshipping with Him, you're praying to Him every day, you're reading His Word, you're evangelizing out there, but every now and then you smoke you a little joint or something like that. Are you gonna go to hell for that? Let me know. God bless y'all. I'm out.